Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Nerds with Friends. It's Cody Leach. As always, I'm joined by Christian Garcia.
What up?
What up? Thank you guys for liking and subscribing this video. It really helps us out. Just leave a little like, click on it, say follow, subscribe, click the bell for notifications. Do all of those things. I always hate in YouTube videos or podcasts when they're like telling you how to do everything. I'm like, you guys know. Our audience is smart enough. I'm sure you could figure it out.
This is for the people in the background listening who don't know.
Yeah, this is the people who like listen past it. They start it and just, go about their days. Like, dude, seriously, first 1 second, just boom, click that. Bing. Subscribe. It helps us out. We get a kick out of every new subscriber we get. We do appreciate that. And we're on every platform you could possibly imagine. Spotify, Apple, iTunes, podcasts, whatever they call it nowadays. Apple's gone through so many rebrands, it's hard to keep track.
Amazon's got some shit now.
Amazon, Stitcher, Audible. If you like listening to audiobooks, throw us on after your next Harry Potter book.
That was crazy when I actually looked it up and I was like, hey, I found this. Like, yeah. That's fucking crazy.
We work really hard to make it easy. But we do appreciate that, guys. You can check out all of our information at nerdswithfriendspodcast.com. And if you want to become a patron of the show, help support us, buy us new mic cables and such like that we desperately need at all times. Also beverages. We need to up the beverage budget on this show.
Yeah, producer Rick is thirsty today.
Yeah, exactly. We're all thirsty. You can go to patreon.com/nerdswithfriends and become a patron today. Only costs you $1 or $2. Some cool, perks and things you can get on there. And you don't have to do it forever. You can do it for 1 month if you want to do one of the big perks. So it's very easy.
Yeah, we got a new one where Cody's going to do nudes. So
yeah,
that's a new one.
For enough. You throw a number out there, I'll consider it. I just don't want to see that shit on your Facebook page later. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
He'll be tasteful. He'll cover just the whole.
It'll be like the Burt Reynolds picture from Playgirl magazine.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Or it wasn't Playgirl, it was Cosmo. I think that was an urban legend that it was Playgirl magazine.
That's the one where he's on a bearskin.
He's on a bearskin rug, showing off his bearskin. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can check that out. Patreon.com/nerdswithfriends. Alrighty. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about holiday video games coming out. PlayStation just did their State of Play big reveal or whatever they call it. And, this time of year is always when we have some of the best video game releases coming out because they're all getting ready for Christmas time. And a new game just came out too. Deathloop just came out, which is a PlayStation 5 exclusive.
Oh, that's the one where it's like a weird cartoonish style. Where
all of the promos have been kind of like stylized 70s action.
Yeah, it's like where it's one character's trying to just consistently kill the other character, and that person's just trying to get away.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
I'll tell you a little bit more about it in my nerdy confession. But yeah, we'll be talking about some video games, things to look forward to. Obviously last year was kind of a slump due to the pandemic that we had. So, it'll be nice that hopefully this year we have some solid releases coming out. But before we do that, we got to do some nerdy confessions where we confess the things that make us nerds. Christian, go first.
My nerdy confession is I fell down. I've been falling down a lot of YouTube rabbit holes.
Oh, I thought you were just clumsy.
Yeah, just fucking moron. This guy. Where I was listening or watching about sovereign citizens. Do you know anything about sovereign citizens?
Yeah, it's where they feel like they don't have to follow the law because they have made themselves sovereign from the United States government.
That's exactly right, my man.
Citizens arrest up a sovereign citizen.
So apparently they say that they have dropped their U.S. citizenship and have their citizenship through the states. They feel like they don't have to pay car registration.
Yeah.
They don't have to, and they follow common law.
I don't have to pay taxes. I
Yeah.
don't have to, I don't have to show up for jury duty. All that shit.
They follow common law, so they believe that if they haven't hurt anyone, no one has been endangered, and no one has been reporting the crime, then it's not illegal. So one of the most common videos you see out there is when they get pulled over by the cops and they're asking for their license registration, and they don't want to even give out their name. They think
sovereign citizen, stop it.
Yeah.
I'm a sovereign citizen.
They put a private property sign in front of their card that blocks their VIN number, and they're like, "This is a private property. You can't come in here. You need a warrant," and blah blah blah. And it's funny because I don't know if it's one person that just coaches all these morons, or if it's one website where they give the information.
Yeah.
But they're always just saying, like, I don't have to give you my name. What crime have I been committed? I want to see your supervisor. Oh, and apparently they believe that the sheriff is the highest authority in the land. So they always want to speak to the sheriff.
Okay.
And they're always misquoting amendments. Like, oh, and it's also very funny. They always plead the fifth, where they don't want to incriminate themselves, but they can't shut the fuck up. They just keep fucking going.
I could smoke crack if I want to. I'm a sovereign citizen.
Yeah.
Well,
Who did
sir,
I hurt?
Sir, you just admitted to smoking crack. I'm going to have to take you downtown.
Nope. And they're always fighting.
No, I want to talk to the sheriff.
Dude, right
Sheriff doesn't have jurisdiction here. You're in a city.
Oh, that's another big thing of theirs. You don't have jurisdiction. You don't have jurisdiction. And they're just, it's always, I feel like they just, like this, I don't know if it's like a group of people or one website where it just gravitates to dumb people that think they're intelligent. And it's like, those are the worst kinds, like dumb people that think they're smart and they're really not. And they're always just misquoting things. And like, I feel like I'm entertained in the moment, like how moronic someone is being. But then after I was like, I feel like I'm dumb. I'm becoming dumber by watching this.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of like, oh my God.
Now you're playing Pokemon.
That's the problem. One thing with running the camera off of my phone is that like little notifications will come up and click on change the view of it and Pokemon opens. That's kind of the problem with a lot of the internet. That's how we got into this huge flat earth debacle where, you know, for hundreds of years, people understood that the earth was round. And then all of a sudden now we're like, well, what if it isn't? You know, they get in this echo chamber where someone posts something on Facebook like, I think we shouldn't have to follow the laws if we don't think they're right. And then someone else is like, yeah, I believe that. And then they start watching videos like, I wonder if this is a thing, not having to follow laws. And then they watch a bunch of YouTube videos, and then YouTube's like, well, this guy likes stupid shit. Let me keep showing it to him.
Well, and the thing is that they cherry pick the amendment, and then they act like the officer, like they'll start trying to like prosecute the case with the cop. And it's like, dude, you do that in a trial. You're not with the police. This isn't Judge Dredd you're fucking talking to, all right, man? You got to wait.
I am the law.
Yeah. Just wait till you get your trial.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like it's someone who reads one statement about a law, a regulation, or civil rights or whatever, and then they form their entire opinion about it from that one statement, and whether it's misinterpreted or not. And then it just spirals from there. It just gets crazy. Like, well, you know, if it says that I don't have to do this if I don't want to, then it means that I don't have to do anything if I don't want to. And it just goes on further and further and further. And it's just like, oh my God.
And after watching a couple of videos, I was like, okay, this is just like a hand group of morons in a few places. No, this is huge. Like, it's all over the United States, not only here, but Canada, Australia, and I think in Ireland, I believe. Like, I don't know how that spread so far. But there's I think they put the numbers as high as like 100,000. I was like, that's fucking insane. Like,
well, have you heard about the state of Jefferson in California?
No.
Oh my God, Christian, this is your next rabbit hole to go down.
I'm down.
So, as many of you guys may know, we are based in San Francisco, California. That's where we live.
Those are the people that wanted Newsom out.
They're definitely part of it for sure. So the state of Jefferson is basically it's a proposed U.S. state that would go from basically southern Oregon and cover northern California. So kind of think like once you get out of like the Oakland East Bay area past like Vallejo and stuff, just from there up to southern Oregon, right? And then all the way over to Nevada. So, you know,
So the only thing
Trump country.
The only thing we'll be suffering would be Humboldt County.
Yeah, Humboldt County is definitely part of it for sure. So basically, they want to like become their own state, and they want their own like constitution and everything. And basically, like they think that the rest of California is too liberal, and they don't like how they're running things and stuff. It's fucking stupid.
I said, let them have it. Fuck it. We don't need them. So weed will become a little bit more expensive. Fuck it. That's about it.
The population would be 484,000, which is smaller than any state.
Really, less than Idaho. I mean, not Idaho. Sorry.
Like Nebraska?
No, the fucking one by New York. The Rhode Island.
Rhode Island, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of people live in Rhode Island. That's not that much. You know, if you think about 484,000, there's 1 million people in San Jose, California.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Become your own state.
And, yeah, it's fucking stupid. They basically, there are a lot of, right-wing separatists, essentially.
We should say congratulations, Newsom. You're still in there, my guy.
Yeah. God, what a fucking joke.
This fucking elder guy would have murdered all of us.
No, he wouldn't have done anything.
All of us would have gotten COVID.
No, that's not true. It's not true.
He was trying to take away the mask mandate.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean like people would stop wearing masks entirely. Like all the liberal people in California would still wear them.
We'd be fine. It'd be all the rest of the state.
The rest of the state's already doing it, Christian.
Who else is going to fucking do all those jobs that they're doing?
Yeah. It's fucking stupid. Anyway.
Who's going to be working at those chicken factories? You like chicken, right? You're not going to get your fucking chicken in time.
It's fine. You cook chicken. It kills everything.
Who's going to fucking drive those big-ass 18-wheelers? We need those guys. They're annoying, but we need them.
Oh, yeah. Truckers do a lot of stuff, so. Yeah, I think there's lots of rabbit holes to go out there. The Flat Earth is definitely one of my favorite ones.
Done that.
It's so stupid.
There's a good documentary on Netflix.
Yeah, I've watched it multiple times. It's so great. That's the one where the
had,
guy does an experiment.
I was going to say they had the best ending.
Yeah.
Where they just proved the world was round.
The guy's just like, huh.
They had
just credits.
So they had, for those of you who watched it, it's not going to ruin anything. The whole documentary is fucking amazing. They cut a hole in some cardboard and they were spreading out. And they're actually, for being conspiracy nuts, some of them are smart enough to understand math and curvature. They knew how far they had to go. They were like, if the Earth is in fact round, we'll need to go cover this distance and then we won't be able to see the light. They didn't see the light. So the guy in the whole documentary that they're in, he's like, why don't you raise the light a little bit higher above your head? Did it? Boom. The light is there.
Yeah.
There's a fucking curvature. And that's where they cut and show credits.
Yeah, the guy was just like, well, and then it's like credits.
It's fucking the best.
That's so good. All right. Well, my nerdy confession doesn't have to do with any of those hillbillies. My nerdy confession is I just started playing the new game Deathloop, which is a PlayStation 5 console exclusive. I think it's out on PC though also. And yes, you're kind of right on like what it's all about. It's essentially this doesn't spoil anything. This is all in the first, we're
going to spoil the whole fucking thing.
5 minutes. I haven't played the whole thing yet. I actually played 2 new video games, so I'll briefly touch the other one. You wake up on an island and you don't remember who you are. Like your memory is wiped kind of thing. And then you start going through, exploring it, and you find out that you're like the head of security of this island. And then all of a sudden this lady comes down and she like stabs you in the chest and kills you.
Jesus.
Then you wake up on the island again in the exact same spot and you're like, what the fuck? And everything's the same. And you go through it again. And essentially you're on this time looped island. These guys have created this island where it's time looped, where you can you repeat the same day over and over again. So you could party, you can do drugs, you can kill people, whatever.
So it's like Groundhog's Day if like Quentin Tarantino made it.
Yeah, if it was like also a Purge movie. So there's all these guys, in masks and stuff, just like partying and shooting guns in the air and stuff like that. And you're trying to break this time loop. And as you go through this time loop, you find guns and stuff, and then there's like a material you can absorb that'll let you keep those guns through the loops, and you gather information, so eventually you're trying to figure out how to break it. And what's really cool about it is there's 2 main characters. There's the main guy that you play as in single player mode, which is Colt. He's the head of security guy. And then the chick who kills you, and she kind of talks you through the island, and she's always trying to hunt you down. Her name is Juliana. And what's really cool about this game is whenever your kind of goal is to kill these, I think there's 6 or 7 like head boss guys throughout the island, right? That's your mission through the whole game. Whenever you're getting close to him, Juliana will invade your game and try to kill you. So you have to kill her without getting killed yourself, because if you get killed, you get sent back and you lose all your stuff. You have to start over again, right?
So let me get this straight. She is the troll fucking person in every online game you play.
Oh, it gets better, Christian, because you can. That's a separate game mode where you can play as Juliana and jump into other people's games.
Ah, that's pretty dope.
And try to fuck them up, and you can do it specifically to your friends. If you want.
So when you're playing single player, is it's so it's not AI, it's someone else that's actually doing it?
So it depends on what, it's matchmaking. So if no one is online playing that mode and jumps into your system, or you can literally turn it off if you don't want other people joining.
Okay, that's actually pretty fucking cool.
But if you leave it open, which is what I do, it'll be a random person from the internet joins in your game and they're hunting you down, setting traps.
That's pretty genius. But
it's really cool. It's really interesting.
It's interesting, but it's also like, fuck, man. What if I really just want to beat this game and you keep getting these fucking guys who are just incredible?
Right. Yeah, it could happen. Well, like I said, you can turn it off so it's either only your friends or no one at all, so it's only AI, or you can have it completely open for anybody.
I think the first time I would want to do it all AI just to beat it.
Yeah.
And then after, like, all right, let's test my skills.
It's fun. I've destroyed everyone who's jumped into my game. It's been like 3 or 4 of them so far, and I just they can't deal with my craftiness. I'm just like, dodge, blah, 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 blah.
Can you talk to each other?
No, I don't think so.
You just probably hear a lot of, you fucking son of a bitch, I fucking hate you.
Ooh, I'm gonna fucking kill you. You don't hear any of that. But it's cool because when you play as Juliana, part of this game is you can get these certain upgraded power type things, kind of like BioShock, if you remember BioShock.
Yeah.
Reminds me a lot of BioShock. And one of the powers is you can, as the hunter lady, is you can like steal the appearance of one of the other just random henchmen around in the area. So you could be like, you could steal the appearance of them and just be pretending like you're standing in line, just gradually walking back and forth.
Oh, and then
when the guy walks by, you just fucking murder. Yeah,
that's not a cool one.
It's awesome. So really cool. It's called Deathloop. I wasn't sure if I was going to like it, but it's getting like perfect score. I think it got a 10 out of 10 from IGN.
Oh shit.
I think it got like a 9.5 from Polygon. So it's getting really, really good.
I like
reviews.
going to game rankings because I feel like it's kind of like Rotten Tomatoes where they just
I mean we can check it out right now. Game rankings, Deathloop. But yeah, it's been really, really fun so far. Metacritic? Is that?
Maybe they changed their name, but it's just game rankings.
Game rankings. But so far, people Metacritic is the first one that shows up. So we will go to that. Based on 86 critics, it's got an 88.
There you go.
So pretty good. Yeah, pretty good on there. Hades got a 93. Well, this is. I've never played Hades, but it's very much like that Returnal game that you and I did not care for.
But it sounds like better.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, Deathloop, check it out, guys. Really, really fun. I'm having a good time, and I can't wait for like other of my friends to get it so I can fucking jump in and just murder them and ruin their day. One of the cool things about it, though, is she only pops up when you're first entering the area that one of these boss guys is in. So it won't be like an hour into this run where you've been meticulously exploring the island and stuff. It should only really happen once you're first entering the area. So you don't get set back really, really far.
Right.
So it's not terrible, but yeah, it's pretty funny. Really fun game. Alrighty. Well, we're going to take a quick little break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about some more upcoming video games for the holiday season and, just the fall, because it's time to get excited about video games, I think. So we will be right back. And we're back. All right. So there's a lot of cool video games coming out soon. We've been in a bit of a dry spell. I forgot to mention in Nerdy Confessions, I actually played another game that just came out, Life is Strange. Have you ever played any of those games?
That one sounds familiar.
It's kind of like almost like not a visual novel, but it's like all you're doing for the most part is going around talking to people and having different dialogue choices. So there's no real action to it. There's no real like you're not jumping around and doing stuff.
That's not that weird dinosaur game, right?
It's not the dinosaur game. No, you're dealing with normal people, but it's very dialogue heavy, and based on the choices you make, you get a different outcome. So like kind of like Mass Effect, but without any of the sci-fi action.
Great selling point, Cody.
I played through it, and here's what I'll say about it: is it's available now if you guys are interested.
That's a comment.
This
is what I'll say: you can get it.
You can buy it. The story is very good, and I got very invested in it. Like halfway through it or a quarter way through it, you start like, I wonder what's happening. You're trying to solve this mystery. I won't ruin any of
it.
It
sounds like to me like Leisure Suit Larry without getting laid.
I never played that game because I was not a degenerate. But it's a lot of like
that was for all the older people who were.
It's kind of like a choose your own adventure game kind of thing. Where you're just like, you're basically selecting dialogue things, and then you have to you do have to solve a mystery, so you have to like walk around certain rooms and like inspect certain things, and some things will have clues on them.
So kind of like Phoenix Wright.
Kind of, yeah, kind of. Okay. Except you're actually walking around. Phoenix Wright, you're just
to an area.
One screen after another kind of thing. This one, there's actual character, and you're walking around this town in Colorado. It does look pretty nice, like the lighting and everything in the game is very nice. And the main character does have this like special ability where she can like read people's emotions. She's like a super empath.
Oh, so she's like, what's her name from Star Trek?
She's like, what's her name from Phoenix Wright? There's a character like that, Phoenix Wright. I think her name is Maya. But anyway.
I was talking about the hot lady from Star Trek.
Yeah. I can't.
You're the Star Trek guy. Isn't it Troy? Something?
Yeah, Deanna Troy.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ooh, did I beat Cody at Star Trek?
Yeah, you're right. I started thinking of Deep Space Nine for some reason, which is weird because it's like one of my least favorite series. It's weird what the mind will do sometimes. Kind of like Deanna Troy, where she can like feel things, and so you use that to your advantage to like find out when people are lying and things like that. Here's what I'll say about it: it was a very good story, but I beat it in like a day and a half, so like maybe 6 or 7 hours of playing.
How much was it?
It was $60. It was a full game. So now there's a little bit of replayability because, again, you can go through and make a bunch of different choices.
What company made it? Is it indie company?
No, it's not indie. This is like the 4th or 5th game that they've made in this series.
That's kind of the 6 hour for $60.
But I think kind of the point is, it's made by Square Enix. So not indie at all. They also I'm trying to find. It's called True Colors. So it's a Square Enix game. I'm sure some other company did it. So now one thing I did is which may or may not have been a mistake. We'll find out shortly. Is I bought the Ultimate Edition, which came with like the other games for an extra $20. So it came with like 2 or 3 other games
for an
extra $20. So
you're looking at like 18 hours maybe?
Yeah, exactly. But it was very interesting. It was one of the. It's not the first game I've ever played like that. It's called Life is Strange: True Colors. That's the newest one. Did you ever play Detroit Almost Human?
No,
it's a very similar game to that kind of, where it's all based off your different decisions.
That was the Android nanny, right?
Correct. Yeah. Correct. So very interesting. If you're like that, if you're not like a hardcore gamer and you're just interested in like a really cool story and like a mystery, or if you like, games like Dragon Age or Mass Effect, and you want like a version of that you can just kind of chill in your bed, and it's like watching a Netflix movie that you're interacting with essentially. Okay. So interesting enough. Take that as you will. I know it's not a glowing review, but they're
not a sponsor, so it doesn't fucking matter.
I liked it. it should have been longer for how much money it was, or it should have been cheaper.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say. But that game's already out. Came out like last week. So there's some new games coming out that hopefully will be
Spider-Man.
pretty cool.
Although I don't know when.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the PlayStation State of Play, which just came out probably 2 weeks ago by the time you're listening to this. So big reveal, Spider-Man, PlayStation number 2. Like they'll have some title for it, I'm sure.
It's Spider-Man 2, isn't it?
It's Spider-Man 2, but there's been multiple Spider-Man 2s, and it's PlayStation exclusive. So the first one's called Spider-Man PS4. This one's called like Spider-Man on PlayStation.
That's true, and the other one was Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Right. So in this one, we're going to have Miles Morales and Peter Parker together, joining forces.
Which makes me wonder if you're going to be strictly one or if you can pick.
Dude, what I'm hoping is that there's a co-op multiplayer.
I was thinking about that, and then my first thought was like, it seems like because it's such a big open space.
Yeah.
Like,
hey, what are you doing? I'm in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
What are you doing over there? I'm in Upper East Side.
Which that would be
I don't know.
rough.
I don't know all the boroughs.
Who gives a fuck? But I mean, that would be awesome.
That would be fucking sick. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen, but I would love it.
Missed opportunity if you guys don't do it.
Right. But you're right. I think from a game design standpoint, I think that might be very difficult to do.
Or the only way is, I don't know, like you can only do the actual scenes, the big missions together, because it wouldn't make sense if you guys are doing like two little
side missions.
Yeah.
I don't know, though. I mean, would it be... You think about how big like Call of Duty Warzone is.
Yeah.
And how big Apex Legends is. And that's up to 100 different players all playing at once.
That's another. I was talking. So I don't remember who I was talking to.
Two people in one map where it's just the two people. Doesn't seem that crazy.
No, I don't know. I mean, it'd be awesome if they did it.
Yeah,
because I don't remember the last game they did that was like Dead Space or
Dead Space. What was it? Dead Space 3,
where you can
play the two different characters.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was a really imaginative way of doing the two-player co-op kind of, because one player, like his whole deal, I forget what his name was, but the other guy who's not Isaac, he was like seeing visions and stuff. So as you're playing two different people, one guy sees a different thing. He's like, dude, did you just see that?
No, I remember when we were playing, you were like, oh shit, did you see that? I'm like, no. See what?
Yeah, I was like,
you're like, no, something was
there. You
didn't
see that fucking thing crawling on the wall? I was like, no, dude, the wall's...
Nah, there was fucking nothing there. Dude, so it's like, it only works the first time, but it really makes you think, like, am I fucking crazy? Or is this guy fucking like bullshitting me?
It was great. I loved it. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. They did say it's going to come out 2023. Though.
Yeah, boo.
I'm thinking probably early 2023, being as how far in advance it is. We also hear Craven, who we think is Craven.
Both me and you our first thought was Craven.
Craven the Hunter narrating it. And then we see Venom at the end, too.
Yeah, and it wasn't Venom talking.
Definitely, because we hear Venom talking at the end. He says, like, and me or something.
Yeah, like he wants it in... He thinks maybe I found an adversary that may be able to take me down. That was Craven's always his big thing. He wanted to fight the big game. He wanted to find something that could possibly kill him.
Yeah, like a rhino with lasers on his face. Apparently the voice actor who plays Venom, whose name escapes me, it has gone on in an interview and says that the game is fucking huge. So
hopefully,
I'm excited.
The Miles Morales game was fun, but it wasn't long enough.
Right. It was, it was rightfully a $30 game or whatever it was. It
could have been a digital download.
Yeah, DLC of the first Spider-Man game, which is weird that they didn't come out with it that way, but I think they wanted it to be a launch title for PlayStation 5. But yeah, I'm excited for that one. But what I'm really, really excited for...
Wolverine.
Insomniac Games has announced that they're going to do a Wolverine game.
It got a mature rating, right?
Yeah, I think. I don't know if it even said, because it's so early. It was just a teaser trailer. All you see is like this bar room that has been completely annihilated from a barroom brawl, and there's like guys like bleeding, groaning all over the place. And then one guy gets up and he's going towards this guy at the bar. And you see this guy sitting at the bar with a cowboy hat on. This guy pulls a knife out like he's going to stab this guy in the back. Then you see the guy sitting on the bar. He's got his hand resting on the bar. and the blades come out.
Just shink.
And it's like Wolverine. I'm like, fuck.
I noticed someone pointed out that there's a license plate that said like
It
HLK.
says HLK 181.
Yeah, and it's Logan's first appearance.
Yeah, the Incredible Hulk number 180. I think it's 181. He's either 181 or 151. One of those.
Doesn't matter.
I'm very excited, and I think I pointed that out to you. I think that I was the person who pointed.
Fucking table lifted a little from the boner. Yeah.
I know. My dick was hitting it. Yeah, I'm excited. Did you ever play the X-Men Origins Wolverine video game?
9.
I think it was on PlayStation 3, maybe. The movie was not good, right? The movie is very obviously not good. It's gone down in history as one of the worst superhero movies ever.
What are you talking about?
Where they took Deadpool and sewed his mouth shut. And
gave him laser eyes. Like he has in the comics. What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to take away the one thing he's known for is saying wacky shit.
Being the merc with the mouth. That's
we're going to take that away. That was genius. What are you talking about?
But we're going to give him Baraka claws.
Yeah. and laser eyes.
And laser eyes. And then you know how he wears the mask with the diamonds on his eyes? We're just going to make those scars or something for some reason.
Ryan Reynolds is always talking shit about the Green Lantern, but that's the one he should be talking shit about.
He does make fun of it in one of the Deadpool movies.
Yeah, but not as harshly as he's come down on Green Lantern.
I think we could talk about that for a long time, but I think up until they turn him into like the actual Deadpool in that movie, when he's just Ryan Reynolds, that was exactly what people wanted from a Deadpool. You know, with the where he's like chopping the bullets.
I would have loved to have been in the room where the guy pitched like, so we're gonna cover his mouth. Like, so the merc with the mouth.
Who loves eating chimichangas.
You want to take that away. Yeah, comic book fans will be fine. You think they'll be fine with this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. It'll be fine.
I know. So bad.
You know what else they love? Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Baraka!
Yeah. Fucking just give them that. They'll be fine.
That guy also has a crazy mouth. He's got the teeth, the needle teeth.
So you're telling me with the knife, he's not going to cut open his mouth? No, he's not going to do that at all.
Yeah.
He's just fucking fine.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, that movie was terrible. But the video game that accompanied it was actually really good because as you played as Wolverine, you know, you'd get shot up or whatever, and he'd get battle damage, but then you would see it heal. And if it shot up his shirt or his jeans or whatever, the jeans would stay ripped, but his skin would heal underneath. Really amazing technology for, I think it was PlayStation 3. And so, like, just imagining how good that Spider-Man game is, and then doing that with Wolverine. I'm sure it's going to be amazing.
I already know it's going to be amazing because it's the same company. I'm curious how they're going to handle, like, Wolverine and, like, the Incredible Hulk are tough characters to put in a video game because their healing factors.
And Superman.
Yeah, it's like, well, Superman has kryptonite, you know? I mean, unless they're throwing Magneto at Wolverine, or like he's going to be pretty unstoppable. But I'm wondering, like, you can't have a character that can't die. Like, then there's no challenge in the video game. So I'm wondering how they're going to do it where, like, you know, he's obviously, characters always have an energy bar, but like, what is it going to be like really slowed down and recharging? I'm curious how they're going to handle that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It'll be interesting. I'm sure that's something that they have to work out. I don't remember how it worked in that game. I think if you took like way too much damage or something like that, you would get knocked out and have to start from a checkpoint, you know.
Yeah.
Which I can live with that. But part of the fun of those characters is that they don't die, you know what I mean? So you can put them in these crazy situations. So I'll be interested to see what they do. I have full faith in Insomniac Games, though. They've just been putting out fucking bangers.
Yeah. Faux show.
Also mentioned in the PlayStation thing, we saw a little bit more of God of War, which is coming out next year.
Where they put Party Thor in there.
Yeah, Fat Thor.
People were really upset. I just pointed out because I thought it was funny. I really don't care. Yeah. But people were upset that, you know, he was shaped like that. And I'm like, dude, when you look at those strongman...
What's with the body...
why you guys body shaming? What's going on? The fuck? But when you look at those strongman competitions, what the fuck they look like? They look like that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, those guys don't have like 8-pack abs. They have big beer bellies.
Yeah,
but those beer bellies are just fucking muscle.
That's potential energy right there is what it is.
Exactly. That's lifting power.
No, but like the guys you see like pulling planes, like that's what the fuck they look like.
Well, yeah, if you look, I was gonna say you can look at the Mountain, the guy who plays the Mountain.
He's got a stomach.
He's actually lost some weight. He's lost a bunch of weight. He's slimmed down quite a bit.
I mean, all that
I'm
muscle.
Sure, he's still fucking hella strong.
I'm sure it's been years since he's been able to scratch his back. So
Yeah.
I'm sure.
His poor tiny girlfriend. Have you seen the picture of
Yeah,
them
she's
together?
pretty small.
She's pretty small. Jesus Christ. Walks with a limp now.
Climbing that mountain.
At least trying to climb that one little hill that he's got down there. Yeah, I'm excited to play that one. The first one was so good. It's funny. My friend Anthony is like, he still hasn't beaten the first one.
What?
He's one of these guys who just like, for some reason he stopped playing video games. He'll like get halfway through and then you'll stop and then you'll pick them up again later. He's like, so I watched that trailer and it kind of ruined the end of the first game. I'm like, yeah, the game came out like 2 years ago.
I think longer than that.
3 years ago, whatever it was. I'm like, they assumed that you beat it. So sorry that it ruined for you. That's the price you pay for not playing video games.
The only thing that bummed me out is like now you have teenage talking back, Loki.
Oh yeah, Loki going through puberty. It's going to be a lot of yelling, boy.
Yeah, see, I liked
I'm not a boy anymore, Dad.
I liked it when a sweet little Loki, who was like,
Yes, Papa.
Yeah.
Anything for you?
Just like, boy.
I know. I'm excited though. I've loved all the God of War games, and they've only gotten better. They've just gotten crazier and more awesome, and I'm sure this one's going to be just as awesome. What else? There was a couple other big ones on the thing. There was God of War, those things.
I'm sure the people who watch
can't
this
remember.
is like, it's this, you fucking idiots.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, maybe we'll think of it, but
it's FIFA 2020 for sure.
Shut up. Your people want that for sure. FIFA is a hugely popular game. We'll go over some of these other release dates here coming up for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. I just don't know much about Xbox, so I'm sorry if we leave some of that out. I know that some Halo information got released today. Try to look that up as well. Obviously, Life is Strange and Deathloop we just talked about. Kenneth, Bridge of Spirits is one that I'm pretty excited about. That's coming out September 21st. That's the one where it's like you play the girl and she's going through the spirit and she's got the little black spirit balls following around that look like...
spirit balls, eh?
Yeah, they look like
She's open up with that.
The spirit balls. They look like the little dust bunnies from... not Princess Mononoke, Spirited Away. They look like those, and they're just following you around, and you use them to solve puzzles. It looks really cool. I'm all about those. Really,
you love that anime stuff.
I think Astria Ascending was supposed to be another really good one. I think that's the one where it's like, it showed like the. Oh no, that's not at all what I thought. Never mind. Forget that one. That's a JRPG thing that looks crazy. Hot Wheels Unleashed. I'm sure there's one person excited for that.
Watch that be the best-selling game of all fucking time.
That's all September. October, we do have FIFA 22. Alan Wake Remastered. I think Alan Wake is very similar to that Life is Strange thing. Kind of a mystery.
I don't know. When I saw that, people were excited that they remade it, and I was like, I don't remember this game at all.
It's one of those ones where you're in it more for the story than the actual gameplay, I think, if I recall correctly. Far Cry 6 is going to be probably a pretty big one. That's with Giancarlo Esposito in it. The guy.
Wasn't there a new or a remake of Star Wars?
Knights of the Old Republic. Yes. That was announced, yeah. I don't know if they came out with a date yet, but that was another part of the PlayStation.
I'm actually glad because I wanted to get into that, but I never did. So I'm kind of happy now I can
yeah, I remember I tried playing it like years later when they did like a remastered version, and it was just like, I'm like, ooh, this sucks.
Yeah, but I mean, hopefully it's
hopefully they give it like the Final Fantasy VII remake treatment.
I was gonna say like
where they actually have action instead of turn-based stupid shit.
I was gonna say, or kind of like Resident Evil on that level, like what they took and they put the same beats.
Added some new stuff to it. Yeah. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy.
I don't know about
26th.
that. I don't know about that.
I think that one's one of those ones where I'm like hopefully optimistic, where like what I've seen so far looks like it might be fun, but it's a Square Enix game again, and
I got burned with
so bad with that Avengers one that I don't know. I have a hard time trusting.
I don't know. I that's not one I'm gonna get when it comes out. I'm gonna wait a couple weeks and see what people say.
Yeah.
Plus, you only play as Star-Lord. Why are you gonna introduce the whole Guardians?
Is that true? You only play as Star-Lord?
Only play as Star-Lord.
Interesting.
And then you gave me Barbie or Ken doll fucking Star-Lord.
Yeah, where he's wearing like a different outfit. He's got blonde hair.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like Chris Pratt at all.
At all.
Also,
just get Chris Pratt.
Now I don't know exactly how these deals work, where like they're obviously licensing characters from Marvel Studios, right? Or maybe that's the thing, is maybe it's not Marvel Studios like Disney. Maybe it's Marvel Comics.
Well, it's still owned by Disney.
Is Marvel Comics owned by Disney?
I believe so, isn't it?
I don't know.
I thought so. Why would they buy the whole shebang?
I don't know. I don't know how that all works. I know that they for sure own Marvel Studios, the movie and TV making side of it. But
dude,
who knows?
Marvel Comics, Disney doesn't have the money for that. They fucking pocket change.
Probably scoop that up. Like, oh yeah, we forgot you had a comic company. But actually, they for sure do, because they're doing all the Darth Vader comics and stuff.
There you go.
That. Yeah. But yeah, so they're
and they just added the Predator, which I'm really excited about.
They're obviously like licensing these characters. Why do they not make them look like the ones from the movies? You know, the movies that made people give a shit about Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like, you can have
they did do Rocket kind of like the movie and Groot kind of like the movie.
Kind of. I mean, but it's a raccoon and a tree. You know what I mean? There's only so much you could do. Like, they turn Groot into a bush. I'm like, that's not the Groot I know. He's just like, I am Groot.
That actually would have been pretty funny.
He's just rolling around as a tumbleweed. Yeah, but like, and they did go with more of like a traditional look for Gamora and Drax. Which is, you know, I like that. You know, it's fine, but make that an alternate costume. Like, I feel like they struggle a lot on character design, because Square Enix, obviously a very Japanese company who is used to making, you know, your animate out Japanese looking characters. You know, Cloud with his crazy blonde spiky hair that points in 15 different directions like Goku.
Moving forward, just let Insomniac make all the fucking Marvel games.
Yeah, they should, for reals. Yeah, so I just don't understand why they're going that way. But, you know, we'll see what happens. Hopefully it's really good. Stray, that game that they announced a long time ago, is supposedly coming out in October. That's the one where he plays the little cat.
Oh, I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of curious about that.
Yeah, it looks kind of interesting, right?
Oh, Just Dance 2022?
Just Dance 2022.
Coming out
November 4th. Yeah, that's funny. I mean, I guess it's like Madden. You know, you have to do the upcoming season.
I guess.
Yeah, right? Call of Duty Vanguard, November 5th.
So this is going to be the one with no zombies in it, I'm guessing, right?
Correct. Yeah. As far as I know, this is probably the one made by Infinity Ward. I'm not 100% on that, so please don't blow us up in the comments. It's a World War II one, which I really like. I really like those original games, you know, where you played in World War II. Now, I did play the open alpha for this. There was a free weekend where you could play it.
How was it?
The game mode that they had was terrible.
Really?
It was basically, it was only one game mode, only one map. And it was 2v2, and you couldn't play with your friends. It was just random. And so the way it started out is you all started in one, like, I don't know, holding area. And you could go and pick up and upgrade guns because you had a certain amount of money. And then once the timer clicked down, you're entered into an arena where it's you're a team of two versus another team of two. And I just got fucking owned constantly. And I'm a pretty good video gamer. But if it just didn't feel right, and then like I didn't understand why we kept going back into this area where to buy new stuff. And it was like every single game was a tournament mode. Now, maybe they were trying out this new game mode to see if people were into it. But this is the first time a lot of people were seeing gameplay of this game. I'm like, dude, this fucking sucks.
How was the graphics?
Graphics were pretty good. Obviously, it's alpha, you know, build kind of thing. So it probably has some refining to do, even though coming out in a couple months here, it's probably not really an alpha build. It's probably like a much later version.
Yeah, maybe I'll just keep.
One thing I will say is it has similar to the Battlefield games, it has like some destructible environment, which was kind of cool. Like you could shoot, you know, like there's like this fence, a wood fence, and you can shoot through it, and wood flies off of it and stuff, and it leaves a hole in the fence. So it might be kind of cool. I'll probably check it out. Apparently, I think your guns and stuff from there are supposed to work in Call of Duty Warzone too, if you're into Call of Duty Warzone.
Hey, look, Grand Theft Auto 5 again.
Again, this is its third system now, which is so crazy. Like, just come out with a new game. Fuck. Battlefield 2042. That's coming out November 19th. Though it might have been pushed back. I don't know if this is a new day. I know it recently got a little bit delayed again, but it wasn't that much. Now this one, like where Call of Duty went backwards in time, this one's going forward in time where there's like crazy tech stuff. And the trailer they showed for this thing looked fucking awesome.
I usually don't do the Battlefield games.
Me neither. I'm not a big, I think it's made by DICE. I'm not a big DICE fan. Like they never feel very good.
Yeah.
You know, game feel and physics is always a big thing for me. And they never felt great, but I don't know. It looks pretty cool. Final Fantasy 14 Online. I don't know anything about this. Now this isn't really this holiday, but January 21st, Elden Ring is coming out. That's the one written by George R. R. Martin.
Which is going to be interesting.
Might be pretty cool. The character you're playing as dies immediately.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck.
Every character you fall in love with is going to die.
And then this other one, Forspoken, looks fucking awesome too. Forspoken looks like it's another Square Enix game, but I feel like it's like Square Enix doing their shit, like their own unique character, throwing magic spells around and stuff. It looks really, really cool. And then Rainbow Six Extraction, all coming out in January too. So I'm pretty excited. After that, just a couple quick ones. Dying Light 2 says December 7th
of 2020.
2022. I don't know. That should not say that if it's under February. King of Fighters 15, always a good fighting game. Horizon Forbidden West actually looks pretty cool. That's February 18th. I never beat the first one. I kind of lost interest, but this new one looks great, except for Aloy, I think is her name. Her face redesign looks kind of stupid. She definitely has like chipmunk cheeks. Destiny's 2, the Witch Queen, which is like new big DLC that's coming out end of February as well. Sifu looks pretty sick. It's like a martial arts Hong Kong kung fu game. Looks pretty fun. And Saints Row, which those games are always really, really fun. Very cool.
Gran Turismo 7.
Yeah, Gran Turismo is coming out in March, along with Marvel's Midnight Suns, which looks like trash.
Yeah.
And all the other ones are kind of, up in the air. There's like the Gotham Knights game, which we heard, God of War, Ghostwire Tokyo, all sorts of different stuff. Lord of the Rings Golem, I just sent you a little gameplay preview of that. So we don't know any of these other ones. Hopefully they'll be coming out soon. I'm excited for quite a few of them. I'm just excited to see games that actually like push the limits of what the PS5 can do.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we've been kind of missing that. Right about this time last year, we were dealing with Cyberpunk 2077 coming out, which was a little disappointing.
Yeah, just slightly. I forgot to get my money back.
Yeah. That was one of those games where it's like, was definitely released before it should have been released by probably a year, because they've done updates and stuff to the game. And it's from reports. I've not played it again since I beat it back, months and months ago. But even the fixes that they've done, apparently the game is still not completely unbroken. There's still a bunch of glitches and stuff. The AI is not any better.
Penises are still out of the zippers.
That's not a glitch. That's a setting I want on my game. But I think it's one of those things where it's like, that was a huge release that I was really looking forward to, and it fucking burned me. So I'm hoping
it got both of us.
Yeah, it got a lot of people. It really got CD Projekt Red. They're scrambling to gain that customer audience trust back again. So I'm hoping like a lot of these ones don't do that. It's been a interesting time for the past couple of years, and I'm sure the pandemic has a lot to do with it. But it's one of those things where it's like, I don't remember like going to that many movies that I thought were disappointing, or playing that many video games that I thought were
No,
really
that was a big. It was big. I mean, everyone was talking about it. It was blowing up on Twitter when it happened.
Yeah, exactly. So it's hopefully we're in for some good quality gaming stuff. You know, I think we're about due. Which one are you the most excited about, other than Spider-Man?
Oof. And other than Spider-Man and Wolverine?
Yeah, let's throw Wolverine in there too, because everyone's gonna love those two.
We didn't talk about it, but the Batman, the Arkham games, I'm kind of curious about.
So the Gotham Knights one?
Yeah.
So Gotham Knights, from my understanding, is not made by the same studio that made the Arkham Asylum.
Oh, well then fuck that
The
shit.
one that is Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
Then that's the one I'm looking forward to.
Dude, that one
we didn't
looks
talk about it,
fucking
but that
sick.
one looks amazing.
Yeah, I don't think they actually gave a full date on that one. Let's see here.
But Superman as a villain, like,
well,
that's
that's one of the things that made the Injustice game so cool. It was like aside from being a fun fighting game, it's like it was interesting to see like what would happen if the Joker went too far, killed Lois Lane, and now what's his name?
Just
Superman.
says 2022.
Yeah, it says 2022, so next year sometime. That game, that's made by Rocksteady, which is the game that did all the Arkham Asylum games. But goddamn, that sounds great.
You know what's one thing?
The Gotham Knight one is interesting because it's a Batman game without Batman in it.
I mean, I'm curious. The reason why I was curious is because, and it was a great idea, is that each character has a different fighting style, which is kind of cool.
And it is co-op. So
Yeah.
I think you can do up to 2 people together playing together. So you can be like Robin and Batgirl, or Nightwing and Robin. There's a third one. Oh, Red Hood. Red Hood's one of them too, which they're all Robin. You know what I mean? Even Batgirl's basically Robin. I'm interested in that one. I think that'll be kind of cool. They said that's springtime next year.
Oh, you know what we didn't talk about? The Hawkeye trailer.
Oh yeah. Well, we got a couple minutes. We can talk about that.
How do you feel about Rogers the musical?
I love it. I would see it multiple times.
The internet has been going
He's
insane.
a star-spangled man. Yeah.
I feel like, Steve Rogers would have been like, no, veto, I don't want that, like, at all. And not because he's a shy dude. Like, he didn't like that kind of stuff.
Yeah. He had his, probably had his fill of the old razzle-dazzle back in his war days.
Do you imagine, like, Tony Stark just roasting him over and over for that?
Yes.
He would never let it go.
Yeah. He probably found, like, archive footage. He's like, hey, Steve, look what I found.
Yeah, but
they recorded everything.
Yeah, Twitter's been going insane. They want it. They're like, if Disney doesn't make this, like, they're gonna fucking lose money.
It seems kind of interesting that so they basically, from what we saw in the trailer, Kate Bishop, who is the female Hawkeye, she was dressing up as Ronin and trying to kill bad guys, but getting her in over her head, kind of thing. And then Hawkeye finds her and starts training her.
Yeah, so I've been reading, but people are saying that this is Hawkeye's like last Marvel cinematic anything.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe. I think what they're doing is they're really trying to pass the torch to
the newer generation.
So I think we have Doctor Strange, which we talked about last time, is kind of filling the role of Tony Stark, who as kind of the unofficial head of the Avengers, right?
Which I love. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I think Benedict Cumberbatch is one of the better choices for that. Honestly, I think Chadwick Boseman was kind of the guy they were thinking of originally, but obviously not the case anymore. So I think it's going to be Doctor Strange. It's going to be kind of the head of things. But I think they're also setting up for a young Avengers, because we've already seen Kate Bishop now, who's Hawkeye. We've seen, what's his face? Patriot, who is the son of Black Captain America in Falcon Winter Soldier. Wiccan and Speed, who are Wanda's kids. King is actually Iron Lad. One of his younger selves comes back and becomes Iron Lad, who's like a young teenage Iron Man. And then Iron Heart is another one too, which is like Tony Stark. Supposed to be like Tony Stark's like daughter or something. I don't remember.
I don't know.
So
I don't think in the comics he had a daughter.
Yeah, maybe it was like some girl who just.
Oh, Ironheart? No, wasn't she? just like a student who's really, really
Maybe
smart, and I
that's
think
who it
she made her own suit. I believe that's what it was.
Maybe. Yeah, I never read it. It looked like garbage. But anyway, they are setting up for a lot of that stuff. So, yeah, it's exciting to see what comes next for that. But, yeah, I'd say, you know, I'm always down for these new Marvel things. They've been pretty good so far. So, all right. So let us know, guys, down in the comments, which video games are you most excited for coming up in the next, you know, call it 6 months or so. And which ones look like absolute stinkers, because that Dinosaur High one looks like a piece of shit. But let us know. We'd love to hear your guys' opinion. Just leave them down either in the comments on YouTube or shoot us an Instagram message. We'll throw up a poll there as well, so you guys can respond to that. We love hearing from you guys. You can also check out all of our social medias and whatnot at nerdswithfriendspodcast.com. We have all of our links and stuff on there. I will say the YouTube link on there is not updating appropriately, so I'm trying to figure that out. But you can also just search us on YouTube, Nerds with Friends Podcast, and we will pop up. Post haste. You can also become one of our patrons, help support the show at patreon.com/nerdswithfriends. We do appreciate all of you guys who are already patrons. Here's your names. Lifted up. Oh my God, they're so heavy because they're weighted with awesomeness. But we do appreciate you guys helping us out. Makes doing the show a lot easier, so we don't have to buy new cables whenever we step on them and stuff like that. So we do appreciate that. Christian, can't wait to play some of these video games with you.
Oh, yeah, I'm down. I'm probably going to try to download that Deathloop tonight.
Yeah, dude. It's pretty fun. Let me know what you think of that one. If you guys are playing Deathloop, hit us up. I'll send you my screen name. I'll invade your place and just destroy you. That sounds like fun to you. But yeah, again, thank you guys for listening and liking and subscribing. We do appreciate it. And to all the nerds out there, remember, you're not alone. You're with friends. This is Nerds with Friends. Thank you and good night.